So I recently got an order from SJ Bricks, and it had the stuff that I bought in their May the 4th sale. I got some of these. I got this classic style a young Boba Fett. This was their exclusive torso this year for May the 4th. It was free with my order. But the main thing that I got that I'm really excited to try and use was these right here. These are Endor Rebel torsos, and they're classic style ones. And the thing about this torso is it's gonna go really well with these legs right here from Citizen Brick. These are actually Citizen Brick Vietnam grunt legs. The only thing is I only got 2 of these torsos from SJ Bricks, so I'm going to try and use these right here. These are from Brick Guild Toys, and they are supposedly Vietnam grunt classic style torsos, but I think they're going to work really well for Rebel Troopers as well, just because they're like sand green, and they kind of go well with these, in my opinion. So we're gonna try to make, because I want to make a squad. I want to make more than 2, so I need to figure out what else I can use to make the other 2 Rebel Troopers here. The only problem with using these Citizen Brick torsos is that they don't really look too Star Warsy. So I do want to try to cover up that print with something, and I did get these poncho pieces right here from Area Light Customs recently, and I think that these would look really good on these troopers if I just put them on the body just like this. So this might be a really awesome Rebel Trooper design without even using any Star Wars parts. Here's all my my paints and stuff. I do have Citadel paints right here, some greens. I do have some brown as well. So we're gonna use these right here and try to paint this poncho. My camo is inherently sloppy, so it should be pretty easy to paint. So we have our water and our paintbrush right here, and it's been so long since I used these, but it does look like they're still good. Whoop. Okay, little whoop. And we'll just do a little bit more up here. There's the brown layer, and then we also did it on the back right there as well. The camo pattern actually ended up looking great on these ponchos, so these are gonna look awesome. You know, in Rebel Troopers, I think on Endor they did actually wear like ponchos, like camo ponchos, so these are a really good way to represent those with these molded Area Light poncho pieces. And you can also see on the legs here, I only have 3 pairs of these Vietnam grunt legs, but I want to make 4 Rebel Troopers, so I had to figure out what other legs I could use on the 4th guy, and I found these ones here. These are like old Citizen Brick camo legs. They're on olive green legs versus sand green. And I think that these are going to look really good on the 4th Rebel Trooper. So I need heads for these guys. And I want to use classic style heads, but I don't want to use heads like this one right here. This is like one of the ones I got from SJ Bricks just recently. And this one I think is too classic with just a plain smiley face. So I want to use some heads that have just a little bit more detail than that. This one by Brick Guild right here. This is a Brick Guild head. I think I could use this one on one of the guys. I think a Mando head would be good on another one. This one's also by Brick Guild. This one's a Jango Fett head by Nietzsche Customs, I believe, or somebody. But I think this one might be good on one of them. And then, you know, maybe we could use this head right here. One of these Nietzsche Customs visor heads right here, classic style visor heads. Because I also have a lack of Endor Rebel Trooper helmets. I only have 2 of these right here. These are from Bo-Katan Bricks. So for the other guy, I have this bin with a lot of helmets in it, and I was able to find this helmet right here. It is it's a more modern Lego helmet, but I think it might work for an Endor Rebel Trooper helmet, especially on this guy right here. So this guy is going to be like the heavy trooper, and so he's going to have that big helmet right there, and then he also has the poncho as well. And that looks freaking epic right there. Like, we're actually talking like freaking tactical Star Wars with this. So the two that don't have ponchos are going to have backpacks of some kind. And I put a neck bracket on this minifigure right here. We're gonna make the backpacks ourselves. And what I did for this is I just took a it's like this is a clone brand Lego piece. It's like Creo or something, and it's like kind of a 1x2 sloped piece with a tile on it. And then on the top, what I did was I just rolled up some cloth that I got from Walmart. Like, I literally just cut a strip from this, and then I just rolled it up just like this to make that like bedroll slash maybe it's a poncho that is rolled up and he's just not wearing it right now. And then you end up with something that looks like this right here. And then you're gonna need to cut two very, very thin strips of electrical tape for like the actual like ties that go around the fabric. Just like that right there. And just take this all the way around. And then you end up with this right here, which could be a sleeping bag or a poncho that is perfect for a minifigure's backpack and is real cloth, so it looks very realistic. So here's what the two figures that I made so far look like with those backpacks. I think they match with the classic style very nicely. The cloth roll adds just a little bit of extra detail, which I like having on these minifigures. And I did, for this guy, I didn't want to put a helmet on him. I wanted to have at least one Rebel Trooper without any helmet and just have like a really cool hairstyle on him. And this hairstyle I think is actually very cool because it's like smooth enough to where it kind of does match with the classic style, but it just looks really awesome, I think, on there. So for the guns of the Endor Rebel Troopers, I want to actually paint the tip of these little Arm Shop Rebel blasters that I have. I want to paint it silver with this silver Citadel paint that I have, but since it's like easily doable on this gun, what I did to make it really easy on myself is I actually outlined the spot I want to paint in tape, so that now I can just kind of like slop the paint on the tip and it won't go onto the actual part of the gun that I don't want to be silver. As you can see, the tape has a bunch of paint on it, but that is okay because we can just now peel it right off. And then you end up with this right here, which is a little Arm Shop blaster with a silver tip. The thing is, you do want to peel the tape off while the paint is still kind of wet, because otherwise the paint might actually peel off with the tape. So you do have to peel the tape off like pretty soon after you actually paint that stuff on the tip of the gun. Otherwise it's gonna like peel off the paint with it. So keep that in mind if you do try to do this. And I was actually also able to paint the magazines silver on these long blaster rifles right here. This adds just a little bit of extra detail to these guns that I really like to have on there. Since the last time I worked on these Rebel Troopers, I did get 2 more of these Bo-Katan Bricks Rebel Trooper helmets, and I got another one of these SJ Bricks Camo Rebel Trooper torsos from Lex, aka the Daily Brick on Instagram. So we will be able to make like 2 more Rebel Troopers, so that'll make like a total of 6. We'll have 6 troopers in our squad, hopefully. So to complete these other figures, I did get a lot of other parts from Citizen Brick in my last Citizen Brick order that I made. We got some more of these legs right there. There is a kind of a problem with these legs though. Citizen Brick changed their Vietnam grunt leg design and they made it a little bit more detailed, which I really don't like. I wish they wouldn't do that, but they decided to make it more detailed. And so there's like printing on the side of the hips now. There's printing on the top of the hips, unlike the old versions. So I'm gonna have to decide if I want to switch out the hips for plain hips, and I think that would probably help it look more similar. Here's what they look like without the printed hips on there, and I think that does look better. The printed design on the hips just doesn't really match up with the torso. We're gonna have to cannibalize them from my regular Rebel Endor Troopers here, because I literally don't have any other sand green hips like anywhere. I don't know why. And in this Citizen Brick order, we got a lot of these as well. These are gonna be very cool to try. We have some short sleeves. I'm not going to use the tan ones. I'm going to use the sand green ones right here. We have sand green short sleeves. We got, I believe, 2 or 3 pairs of these. I think I only got 2 pairs of them. I already have one that I took out of the package to see what they look like. We're going to put them on a couple of these Endor Rebel Troopers like this. That's going to look super epic right there. We got some super glue just now, so we're going to super glue the sleeves onto the minifigure, because unfortunately Citizen Brick's short sleeves, they don't stay on their own. Tiny Tactical does make short sleeves. You can put those on with sticky tack. Citizen Bricks don't stay on with sticky tack. You have to use super glue because they're not like quite molded right for the arms. You have to like push them on and get them to like bend a little bit, so they're actually like flush with the torso there. Okay, so we put the short sleeves on the minifigures right here, and I have to say they look super awesome right here. I really love the way the short rolled sleeves look like on just about any modern military minifigure. I've never done this where I've actually put them over like a non-flesh arm, so it's like they have like a short sleeve shirt over another shirt. So that's a very good look. I like the way that looks there with the black arms on there. We also got a Brick Forge order pretty recently, and there should be some parts in here that I can use on these maybe. I got a lot of different parts in here for a lot of different things that I want to make, but there should be some small stuff. So for this guy, I made a backpack here. It's like a communications backpack. It uses one of these Brick Forge walkie-talkies I just got in that order there. And it looks pretty cool. I really like the way that looks. This part of the backpack is actually made from two of these. They're like the sprues that these area light van braces come on. So it's very cool to be able to reuse like a part that's pretty much meant to be thrown away as like an actual backpack for this minifigure. And like if you put two of them together, you get like this really cool like gap in between both of them, and it ends up looking really realistic, like a very kind of like a futuristic Star Wars just backpack. And then I just use like it's literally just double-sided tape. I didn't even like glue anything. I just double-sided taped the walkie-talkie there to the backpack, and then put some electrical tape over it so that you couldn't see the gray of the actual double-sided tape, because the double-sided tape itself is gray, so it kind of sticks out there. So you put electrical tape over it kind of conceals it. Alright, everybody, so we got some more of these right here. These are the V1 Vietnam grunt legs. We got them from somebody on Instagram, so we will be able to use these now. We won't have to use the V2s, I think. I might actually be making more Endor Rebel Troopers, not Vietnam grunts. I'm just using these legs as Endor Rebel Troopers because they go really well with the torsos that SJ Bricks makes right here, and I also have some ones from Brick Guild that I'm using. So we've got 4 dudes right here already made. Like, they're completed, and they look freaking awesome. They look so tactical. I added a little weapon gun sling on this guy right here, so it's like he's got his gun like on a strap around his shoulders, and that looks really good. I just made that out of electrical tape. I'm gonna do that for another guy as well. But I actually did get I have a torso right here, a sand green torso I could use for another one. And we got an order right here from Area Light. This is an Area Light order, and we got a lot of pieces in here, but we have some more of these. These are the shawls that I'm using, like the poncho pieces for their poncho pieces. I'm gonna paint these. So this is the completed Endor Rebel Trooper squad right here. We have a total of 6 troopers that I was able to make, and they look absolutely awesome together. So we have these 3 right here. We have the heavy rocket gunner right here. We have who I assume is like the leader of the squad, because he's like the commander. He doesn't have a helmet, so he's like a lot cooler than the other guys. He has like the headset, and then he has like the gun shoulder strap that I made from electrical tape. I just attached a loop of tape around the end of the gun there, and then I made a long strip of electrical tape and just taped it around his shoulders. Then we have this guy right here, which has a beard, very cool Brick Guild face on there. And then we have the other 3 right here. These are the communications guys right here. They have those backpacks that I made with those Brick Forge walkie-talkie pieces. I was able to attach this backpack to the poncho piece with some double-sided tape for that guy right there. And this guy right here just doesn't have a backpack. I still kind of need to figure out if I want to give him one for like the final picture I want to take of these troopers. And lastly, I actually also got some various different Ewoks to go with these troopers right here. I don't know which ones I'm going to actually use. They're all all a little bit different. This one is like a custom casted piece. It's all in one color, and these ones are all actually like painted right here. They're the classic style Ewoks. But I think that is going to be it for this video. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you guys want to see me do more videos like this where I make custom minifigures, custom combo minifigures, and maybe even full-on custom minifigures, because I want to get back into like painting some stuff eventually, decals, stickers. So let me know if you guys liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one.